When we did our critique of the motion pictures to look like Duchamp, most people did not have a whole lot of success. They made them look like Moog, but they didn't really look like Nude descending the staircase except for Imad's. And I thought of this, so I went ahead and found these pups descending my stairs. And the first thing and we're going to do something a little bit different. First thing we're going to do is remove all the background and use a tool that we possibly haven't used to do that. So I'm going to move this down a little so that you can see it. And zoom it out. There we go. Now wake up the pups. So over here on the side is your lock button, and to take the background out, the first thing to do is to unlock it. So if you double click, that lock should go away and it's no longer locked, so that when we start removing the background that will work. If you click on it with your magic wand tool, it starts sticking up maybe colors that you don't want. So I'll do that to get some areas, but usually it doesn't work as well as using the other tool that's with that, and that's the quick selection tool, which is right next to the magic wand. And with that, then you can drag where you might want colors to be taken out. And you see I still have part of an ear. So here it has minus an area if I do more. This is plus an area if I add to. So I actually want to take out the ear. So I can zoom in and maybe zoom in to 100%, because we really want to be able to see what we're taking out and what we're not. So I want to make sure that ear isn't taken away, this pom-pom isn't taken away, and this was Stephanie's ear, and part of her face isn't taken away. And then we can cut, and that removes a really big chunk of the background. So you can do that and take away anything other than your figure, and that should be pretty effective. There is always usually one problem though. If you can see this little line here, that is still remaining. So once I cut away all the background and everything that I don't want, I'm going to have to go back and add a color in to make sure that it's taken away everything that it should. So here I'm coming along, trying to get big chunks of the gray cement floor around these pups. So add her, whoops, that one didn't work so well. Undo. Look at that there and there. And if I have it on 30-point brush, if it still keeps taking more than you want away, you can make your brush smaller, and that often helps. Edit, cut. Oops, that didn't work. And I'm just doing one click, and that still didn't work. So if that's the case, I often just try to do a smaller selection if it gets too much. And of all their tools, I've used erasers, I've used a lot of things over the years to remove parts of background. When they did this brush about 6 or 7 years ago, it is one of the easier selection tools to use to get big areas. That looks good. That's already done. I want to get to the point. I'm going to go ahead and finish that in a little bit, but I want to get to the point and show you what's happened to the background. And so in order for you to see that, and often so that I can see it as well, I put a bright color underneath it on a layer so I can see where I might need to come back with my eraser. So I'm going to use my paint bucket and pour, I still have something selected, pour red into a layer. So I have that whole layer of red and I'm dragging it down below. And now you can start to see where there are boo-boos if you are removing a layer. So I'm going to go to 100% so I can really see what's there. And now when you see things like this, that's part of the background that I might no longer want, then I can come and get my eraser tool. It's got to be on the right layer. Get on the layer that you're erasing and then erase anything that's left over that you don't want. And if you come right up to the edge, view 200%, you might find some areas that you want to clean better. But if you have a sharp photograph that you're working with, that will work pretty good. And you can clean those areas that your selection tool might not have gotten. You have a wonderful photograph with good contrast and light and darks. You might be able to select the background all with one shot. But most of the things that I've taken, and especially things that I've taken indoors with photographs, that all have areas like this that I need to erase.